morning student, welcome to the Saurasya classes. I am Dr. Anjali Panchal and today I am going to tell you about the muscular tissue. These are some easy notes for you to remembering the muscular tissue within the 5 minutes. So let's get started. So first, what is the muscular tissue? Muscular tissue is a connective tissue. It's a special connective tissue. So it's a special connective tissue. And if I further classify the muscular tissue, it has three parts. The first is a skeletal muscular tissue. Second one is known as the cardiac muscular tissue. And the third are the smooth muscles. So the first is the skeletal muscles, second is the cardiac muscles, and third is the smooth muscles. So we are going to learn these three types of muscle within the 5 minutes. So let's get started. So first difference between these three muscles are on the basis of shape and the size of the muscle. If I discuss the size of the muscle, they are the long muscles. Cardiac muscles are also the long muscles, but in comparison to these two, smooth muscles are short, slightly short to the skeletal and the cardiac muscle. If I talk about the second difference, which is the shape, skeletal muscles are the tube shaped and smooth muscles are the spindle shaped. Spindle shaped. So you have to learn these two terms. Smooth muscles are the spindle shaped and the skeletal muscles are the tube shaped. If I talk about the branching, as I didn't tell you about the shape of the cardiac muscle, skeletal muscle is the unbranched muscle. Cardiac muscles are the only branched muscular tissue. So you have to remember this characteristic feature of the cardiac muscle. The branched muscular tissue is the cardiac muscles and the smooths are also unbranched. So these are three terms you have to remember and this is going to be your three differences. Skeletal muscle is the long, cardiac is also the long, smooth are relatively short. These are the tube shaped and unbranched. Cardiacs are only branched muscular tissue and smooth are also the unbranched. So now we're going to talk about the second major difference is the number of nuclei. In order to remember these muscles, skeletal muscle is the multinucleated. So skeletal muscles are the multinucleated in nature. Cardiac muscles are the single cell. And smooth muscle is also single nuclei. So I correct this single cell, they are single nuclei. So this is the major difference. Skeletal muscles are the multinucleated and both are the single nucleus. So what is the position of this nucleus? In skeletal muscles, nucleus is present at the periphery. So you have to remember the position of the nucleus in the cell. The skeletal muscle nucleus is present at the periphery of the cell. But in case of cardiac or smooth muscle, it is present at the center of the cell. So in cardiac muscle, nucleus is going to present in the center and is single in number. One nucleus at the center. In smooth, one nucleus at the center. But in case of skeletal muscle, they are multinucleated and nucleus is going to present at the periphery. Now third difference we are going to discuss is the presence in the body. These muscular tissue are present in various parts of our body at various positions. So you have to learn some examples in order to crack your exam. So skeletal muscle is going to present at the skeletal system. As the name suggests, your bones, your joints, the skeletal muscle is going to present there. Eye, tongue, near the mouth and so on. So you have to learn some example strictly from the NCERT. So you have to learn the example. If you are thorough with the concept, you can easily answer the which muscle is present at which place. So skeletal muscle is going to present at the skeletal system, which are going to connect the skeletal system. So you have to answer the skeletal system, eyes, tongue and near the mouth. As the name suggests, cardiac muscle is present in the heart. So you have to remember cardiac muscle is present in the heart. And the smooth muscles, you have to remember two examples. First, it present in all the blood vessels. So, all the blood vessels. So, all the arteries and the veins have the smooth muscles. And second, you have to remember the walls of the organ. Smooth muscles are present in the walls of the organ in order to protect it from the shock. So you have to remember, organ is going to be formed by some part of the skeletal system or skeletal muscle, but the walls of that organ is going to be formed by the smooth muscles, and cardiac muscles are going to present in the heart. So these are some easy differences you have to learn in this format so that you can have a clear idea so that you can answer in a second. The next difference is very important difference. The next term we are going to understand is the striation. Striation means presence of the light and the dark band. I am sure you are aware of the light and the dark band. So in the skeletal system, striation is present. In the cardiac system, striation is present, but it's a kind of faint. It's not prominent as the skeletal system. So striation is present in the skeletal system, skeletal muscle, and in the cardiac, yes, striation is present, but it's a little faint from the skeleton. But in the smooth muscle, striation is absent. So striation is present in the skeletal muscle, cardiac muscle, but it's absent in the smooth muscle. And the last difference is the movement. So skeletal muscle perform voluntary movement. Cardiac muscle perform involuntary movement. So what's the movement of the heart? Pumping of the blood, and that is completely involuntary movement. And the smooth muscle is also involuntary in the function. So you have to remember these few critical functions, location and presence of the muscular tissues in the body. These are some very basic questions, and these are the concept building questions. You have to learn the size, the shape and the branching, number of nuclei, position of nuclei and presence of that particular tissue. Then you have to answer the striation, in which striation is present or absent, and lastly the movements, voluntary or the involuntary movements. I hope I made you this clear about the muscular tissue. So now the next I am going to tell you the diagram differences. When you have to draw the diagram of the muscular tissue, then how it's going to be happen. So first is the skeletal system, skeletal muscle. So diagram of the skeletal muscle, when you draw a diagram of the skeletal muscle, you have to remember its feature. So first they are the long tube shaped muscle. They have a striation present. So these are the striations. So they are the long tube muscles, and they have a striation. So you have to represent striations like this. And then you have learned you have a peripheral nucleus. So this is going to be the peripheral nuclei. So you have to draw the nucleus toward the periphery. And as the light or dark band, or in order to separate it from the other muscular fiber, you have to draw a link. So this is going to be like this. So this is going to be the nucleus. So this is the muscular fiber or the muscle cell. This is the nucleus at the periphery, and these are the striations. Simple straight diagram of the skeletal system. You can draw it little bit more of a clarity and more of a imagination so that you have drawn a good diagram. But according to this concept, you have to draw the features of the muscular tissue. The second muscle I am going to draw is the smooth muscles. So as the smooth muscles, they are spindle in shape. So I hope that you remember the spindle shape. These are going to be spindle shape. these are going to be some spindle shaped muscles. So they have a single nucleus present at the center. So these are the easiest drawing for the smooth muscles. They have a one nucleus present at the center. They are spindle in shape and they are short comparatively to the skeletal system. So this is a spindle fiber, a spindle muscle, spindle shaped smooth muscle fiber. This is the nucleus, and as I told you earlier, there are no striation present in the smooth muscles. So this is going to be the smooth muscle diagram, this is going to be the skeletal muscle diagram. Now I am going to tell you the cardiac muscle, which is combination of both of the features. So you have to draw cardiac muscles like this. So these things tell you the branching. These are the only branched muscle, and at this they are an intercalated disc. Intercalated disc. What is the function of intercalated disc? This is help in the contraction. Then you have to draw the striations as same you have drawn in the skeletal muscles. So they have also the striation present. So you have to draw the striation. But you have to remember a feature. This is single nucleus present at the center. So this is a single nucleus present at the center of the muscle fiber. Striation is going to be present all over in the muscular tissue. So this suggests you, so muscle, this is going to be the nucleus for the cardiac muscles. So you have to draw the branching, you have to draw the nucleus, you have to draw the intercalated disc, and this is, according to a diagram, the examiner should have the features of the particular muscle or organ. So this is the cardiac muscle, these are the smooth muscles, and these are the skeletal muscles. So you have to draw like this in order to represent every feature of the muscular tissue. So guys, I think I made you clear about these muscular tissue. If you still have any doubt about the muscular tissue, you can ask us anytime. We are just a WhatsApp away. So guys, thank you and hope this makes you clear about the muscular tissue. Thank you.